Good morning. Gail Howarth here with Cranes of the Lakehouse. Billy's behind me having a little bit of breakfast. You might notice if he lifts up his chest that he has a dirty spot here on his chest, and that's because that's where he keeps the eggs warm. He will press his chest straight up against those eggs to keep them warm. He and Rosebud are taking turns doing that, and they're taking turns coming here to the yard to feed on the seed that I give them, as well as all the other grubs and bugs that are in this yard. So I wanted to talk a little bit about threats that the sandhill cranes face on a daily basis, or at least early in the nesting season in this case. In the last video, we talked about how there are threats from the sky, which is the eagles, the hawks, crows even will go after the eggs. And then by land, there are coyotes, fox, raccoons, and things like that that could be a threat to the babies, the eggs, and the birds themselves. But in this case, the threat is from other sandhill cranes. During migration, the birds flock together, and they do fairly well at getting along during that time. It's time to get to know who you're flying north or south with, and maybe even a time for the young to find mates. But what happens here, and just this morning I witnessed Billy needing to chase off some other sandhill cranes. 3 cranes landed very close in the marsh to where he and Rosebud have their nest. And they were okay with having guests for a little bit, but after a while, it seemed like it was time to go. I could see Rosebud and Billy and hear them call in unison. That's when they call together, and they're basically saying, "This is my territory, please go away." But these birds were persistent, and they didn't want to leave. And so Billy, I could see him, he was kind of running at them with his head down, and then he would make his wings really big so that they would see the threat. But these guys, not interested in leaving. And so what happened was the thing that they do, which is kind of their final fight tactic, which is they jump up or fly up a little bit, and then they'll twist their bodies toward each other, and they'll claw at their bellies with their very, very sharp feet and the nails on those. If you've ever seen them, you know that they are really quite dangerous. An injury of that type, if they actually make contact, could result in very serious injury and even death. So they did that, and finally these other guys, they gave up. So today Billy defended he and Rosebud's territory, and he's been doing that almost every morning since they've laid the eggs. He won this time. Billy's the biggest and the strongest sandhill crane I've ever seen. But that doesn't always guarantee that he's going to be the one that wins. But let's hope and pray that we will have Billy around and Rosebud for many, many more years. Thanks for watching Sandhill Cranes. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below. Subscribe if you like the program. Have a great day.